Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be learning about the seasons. It's such a nice day outside. Do you know what season it is today? Today is the season of spring. There are 4 seasons. Do you know what 4 seasons there are? We said spring, summer, fall, winter. We're in the time of spring, which means there are many hours of sunlight, and the sunlight begins to warm up the land after a cold winter. It starts to get warmer outside, plants start to grow, the flowers begin to bloom, the air is warm, and the water gets warmer, and it begins to be beautiful outside. It can also rain a lot during the spring. Springtime is when there are lots of thunderstorms, but this rain is good. It helps the plants grow, and the plants that grow become food for many animals. There are 12 hours of daylight in the springtime. Did you know that? And soon we're going to talk about how many hours of sunlight there are in the summertime. Do you think there's more hours of sunlight during the summer or less hours of sunlight than in the spring? If you think there's more, we'll find out if you are correct. Today you're going to need your seasons book. And I'm going to hook up my document camera. So your seasons book looks like this. And you can decorate the front cover however you like. You can put your name at the bottom and the date. And I'm going to flip it open to the first page, and we'll go through it together what we have to do. So on this first page, you're going to talk about when you hear the word spring, what are some things that you think of? Maybe you think of sunlight. Maybe you think of it getting warmer outside. Maybe you think of the flowers that are blooming and growing, the plants that are growing. Maybe you think of planting a garden with your parents. Maybe you think of the thunderstorms and rain that falls. So there's lots of different things that you might think of when you hear spring. Okay, next is during spring, the precipitation would look like this. Do you remember what precipitation is? It's the rain that falls from the clouds. It could be, or the water that falls from the clouds. It could be in the form of rain. It could be in the form of hail, or snow, or even fog. So you're going to draw a picture of what type of precipitation falls during the time of spring. Okay, after you're done drawing what precipitation would look like, you're going to draw a picture of something that you might wear in the springtime. Right now I'm wearing a t-shirt with shorts. I'm wearing sunglasses. My hair is in a ponytail because it's kind of hot outside. Maybe you're wearing a tank top. Maybe you're wearing a sweatshirt. Maybe you're wearing long pants. Because I know when it starts to get dark outside during the springtime, it can get kind of cold. So maybe you're doing this in the evening when it's colder outside. Now we're going to talk about summer. Summer is the season that comes after spring. It's the warmest season of all the seasons. It gets very, very hot. Sometimes it's so hot that you have to stay inside. It's a good season to go swimming outside. During the summer, it's very sunny and very dry. It doesn't rain as much as it does during the springtime. There are 14 hours of sunlight. That's more than the 12 hours there are in springtime. So if you said that there's more hours of sunlight during the summer, you are correct. You can give yourself a pat on the back. During summer, the sunlight is still helping the plants grow, and many of those plants are growing fruit. What kind of fruit do you like to eat on trees? Do you like to eat bananas, or oranges, or peaches? I love to eat peaches in the summertime. Okay, the next page you should be turned to in our book is during summer, the thermometer would look like this. Do you remember when we talked about a meteorologist, the tools that they use? One of them was a thermometer. Thermometer, we haven't really talked about how to read a thermometer, but inside of the thermometer, it's a red liquid called mercury. It starts down here in this little ball. And when it gets hotter outside, the mercury gets bigger and it begins to go up this part of the thermometer. It begins to rise. So if it's to here, that means it's kind of cold. It's not that warm out. But as it gets hotter and hotter, the mercury goes up and up, or higher and higher. So in the summertime, the thermometer is going to be pretty high up the scale. I'm gonna say it looks about like that. So you can go ahead and color in the thermometer that goes pretty high up when it's really hot out. Okay, when you're done, we are gonna flip to the next page. If you need more time, you can always pause the video. Okay. During summer, the trees would look like this. Now we need to draw how a tree would look during the summertime. Maybe you're going to draw a tree with flowers on it. Maybe you're going to draw a tree that looks very, very green. Are you going to leave your tree looking like this? Probably not. That would look like a tree that was in the winter time. Maybe you're going to draw some grass around the trees. Now the season that comes after summer is fall, and all the leaves begin to fall off the trees. So that tells me that in the summertime there must be lots of leaves on the trees. Maybe you're going to draw lots of leaves on your tree. Okay, after you draw your leaves, you're going to be done because the next one we're going to talk about is autumn. And an autumn is another word for fall. We're only going to do summer and spring today. Have fun drawing your pictures and coloring in the things that remind you of spring and fall, or spring and summer.